Choose a player or enter your name. Then, click on the Sign-In button to start the story. This is George. He was a good little monkey, but always very curious. One day, George's friend Billy came over with a special friend.
George, when the people at the newspaper hear this bird, they won't believe it.
George and Billy went inside and found the newsroom. They met Hildy Hawkins, one of the Daily Bulletin star reporters.
You must be Billy. I'm glad you stopped by. But listen, I'm very busy. What's so special about this bird? Lola, was it?
That's right. Lola is the best storyteller you'll ever meet. She can tell you what it's like to climb Mount Everest. She can tell you about having tea with the Queen of England. And she can do tricks that no other bird can do.
Well, that would make a great story indeed. I'd like to talk to her.
Sure, but please, whatever you do, don't open the cage. She'll fly away, and it will be almost impossible to get her back.
Okay. Go ahead, Lola. Tell me a story. Well, Hildy, before they built the Brooklyn Bridge, who do you think everyone counted on to get all of that mail across the river? Me! That's who! I'd like to share this with you, but first, I'd like you to get me some Happy Face crackers.
Lola!
Wow, you're right. She's amazing. This'll make a great story. Just a sec. Hildy Hawkins here.
Hey, Hill, there's a fire on Beacon Street. That's your beat, isn't it?
Sure is. I'll be right there. The three of you stay right here. I'll be back soon. We'll have just enough time to write your story for the afternoon edition.
Looks like we'll be here for a while. I'm gonna look around. You stay here and watch Lola.
Psst! George! Do me a favor! Open the door!
George thought Billy said not to open the door, but George was curious. He wanted to see what kinds of tricks Lola could do.
George! I've been practicing a triple flip!
George had never seen that before. He reached over and... Sure enough, Lola was happy to be out of her cage, but she didn't do any tricks. Instead, she circled around the room, and then...
Oh no!
She flew out the window and headed for the roof. George felt very sorry. There was nothing to do but go after her.
Be careful, George. I'll meet you up there.
George climbed up to the very top of the newspaper building. He found a pair of painters hard at work. They were working on a fancy new sign-making machine. They were very busy and did not look happy about having visitors.
Hey! Where'd this bird come from?
Here, birdie, come here. Stay away from there.
Ooh, paint! I remember when I was the centerpiece of the royal portrait. The diamonds on my crown were so heavy, I could hardly hold my head up. Such hard work.
That darn bird. Keep her off the... Oh, no. Look out for the wet paint.
Drat! How are we going to finish this job by lunchtime?
Well, maybe George can help us.
Yeah! George, can you help us, please?
George felt bad. He let Lola out of her cage, and now she'd caused a lot of trouble. George saw that the painters were upset, so he decided to help them paint their signs.
Click on the letters to spell each word. Then George will paint the sign. Click on the big buttons to change the color. Ready? Spell cat. The fat cat took another nap. Cat. C. A. T. Cat. Great job! Spell man. Did you see a man in a yellow hat? Man. M. A. N. Man. Great! Spell twig. The heavy snow snapped the twig off the tree. Twig. T. W. I. G. Twig. Excellent. Spell him. That color looks good on him. Him. H. I. M. Him. Good work. Spell rod. When I go fishing, I bring my rod. Rod. O. D. Rod. Good work. Spell fox. You can recognize a fox by its bushy tail. Fox. F. O. X. Fox. Super. Spell let. Will you let me help? Let. L. E. T. Let. Great job. Spell tent. I camp in a tent. Tent. T. E. N. T. Tent. Excellent. Nice work! Look at all of these signs! Thanks for helping us, George!
Hey, George, Lola just landed on top of the building next door. Let's go!
Wait! Take this! That bird is dangerous to have around. If you don't catch her soon, you're gonna need this to warn everybody.
George took the sign. Then he and Billy hurried off to catch up with Lola.
There she is, up there.
It was a busy construction site. While Billy asked for help, George explored the construction site. There were all kinds of machines he had never seen before. George was very curious. He found a tall crane and climbed inside. What a wonderful machine! George was sure that this was the way to catch that bird. Pretty soon, he was making the crane go up and down.
George, you shouldn't be playing with that.
George, be careful.
George had figured out how to start the crane, but he didn't know how to stop it. And it swung right into all of the building plans.
Look, we can't build the building if the workers don't have plans. Help me pick up the building plans and get them back to the right worker. Help George pick up the plans that spell each word. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard to help George move.
Here we go. Spell run.
The bird flies faster than I can run.
Run. R. U. N. Run. Good work. Spell bus.
Every morning, I take the bus to work.
Bus. B. U. S. Bus. Super. Spell go.
When the whistle blows, I go to lunch.
Go. G. O. Go. Excellent. Spell so.
I am so glad I don't have to climb up there.
So. S. Oh. So. Great. Spell game.
Checkers is my favorite game.
Game. G. A. M. E. Game. You got it. Spell shade.
When we're finished, we can rest in the shade.
Shade. S. H. A. D. E. Shade. Super. Spell 9.
A baseball team has 9 players.
9. N. I. N. E. 9. Super. Spell 5. The 5 of us played basketball. 5. F. I. V. E. 5. Excellent. Good job, George. Now we can get back to work. Please be
more careful the next time you visit? A construction site is a dangerous place.
George had just the thing for the foreman.
Why, thank you, George. I'll put this up to warn everybody. Maybe you can use these to build something at home where it's a little safer.
Nice day for a spin around the park.
There's Lola. Come on, let's go.
George and Billy raced down the path to the park. Soon, they caught up to the bird.
Yoo-hoo! You might want to watch where you're going.
George and Billy didn't take their eyes off of Lola as they ran after her, so they didn't notice that they were headed right for a fence.
Oh, now you've done it. I just arranged these flowers for the Words in Bloom display that's due at the library this afternoon. Now they're completely out of order.
We're very sorry, but you see, we're after our bird.
Yes, but my flowers. You really should clean up this mess that you made. Besides, I don't see a bird around here. Please arrange the flower pots on the wagon to spell each word. Put the first letter in the spot with the blue circle. Listen closely. Spell clap. I will clap my hands for the winners at the flower show. Clap. C L A P. Clap. Good work. Spell slippers. My bedroom slippers have roses on them. Slippers. L I P P E R S. Slippers. Great job. Spell deep. The water in the pond is so deep you can't touch the bottom. Deep. E P deep. Great. Spell sleep. The cats like to sleep in a sunny spot. Sleep. L E P. Sleep. You got it. Spell sting. Be careful that the bee does not sting you. Sting. T I N G. Sting. You got it. Spell stick. The dog caught the stick in its mouth. Stick. S T I C K. Stick. You got it. Spell say. What did your bird say? S. Say. A. Y. Say. Super. Spell way. You will think of a way to catch your bird. Way. W A Y. Way. Excellent. Well, good. You did a fine job. The display is ready for Words in Bloom. Of course, my fence is still broken.
George knew right away that he could help. He took out the wood and nails the foreman had given him.
Well, look at this. This is just what I need. Why don't you take a box of these fresh strawberries? I grew them myself.
Thank you. They look delicious. Come on, George, let's hurry up and get to the park.
So the two started back on the path to the park. This time, they made sure they watched where they were going. When they reached the park, George and Billy saw lots of people having picnics and flying kites, but they didn't see Lola anywhere.
Oh, look, George. My friends are having a picnic.
Hi, Billy. Hi, George.
Hi, we're looking for Lola. Have you seen her?
Your bird? We just saw her.
You did? The newspaper is doing an article about her, and we have to get her back right away. Can you help us catch her?
Sure, what should we do?
First, we need some crackers. Do you have any?
Sure, we have a box of Happy Face crackers.
Perfect! Those are her favorite. Can we have them?
Sure.
Billy realized that his friends had just offered him their snack.
We have some fresh strawberries. Joey, do you want to trade us for your crackers?
Okay, thanks.
George took out the strawberries that the gardener had given him, and he traded them for the crackers. But just as Joey handed the basket over to George,
I'm hungry and I want a Happy Face.
Oh no, look out!
Lola flew away with the picnic basket, but she didn't notice that everything, including her favorite snack, was falling out of it.
Look at that! She dropped all of the crackers. Let's pick them up and try to catch up to her. Hurry and pick everything up before Lola tries to get it. I'll tell you a word. Then you pick up the right crackers to spell it. Let's go. Spell chip. Do you have any chocolate chip cookies? Chip. C H I P. Chip. Got it. Spell chop. Can you chop down a tree? Chop. You'll earn 25 points for every letter. Spell chop. Can you chop down a tree? C H O P. Chop. Right. Spell glove. When we play baseball, I always use my lucky glove. Glove. Spell glove. When we G L O V E. Glove. Okay. Spell cups. I dropped 13 cups and they all broke. Cups. C U P S. Cups. Okay. Spell where. I wonder where Lola could be hiding. Where. W H E R E. Where? Right! Spell bath. The dog was so dirty that it needed a bath. Bath. B-A-T-H. Bath. That's it! Spell nearby. I'm sure that Lola is in a nearby tree. Nearby. E-A-R-B-Y. Nearby. Right! Spell dry. I'm glad that my shoes are still dry. Dry. D-R-Y. Dry. Right! Great! We've got all of the crackers. Now we can catch Lola.
Hey! No crackers?
George held out the crackers for Lola. Tired and hungry from flying all over town, she finally flew down, and George and Billy brought her back to the newspaper just in time for their interview with the reporter. Back inside the newsroom, George and Billy looked for the reporter.
Looking for Hildy? She got held up. Won't be back till later. Guess your story won't make the evening edition. Sorry, guys.
George had an idea.
Good thinking. We can write the story ourselves.
To finish your story, place each word in the correct sentence. The, and. Curious George chased Lola, a talking parrot, for 5 miles. He ran from the town to Goldfish Pond. George had let Lola get out. Then he tried and tried to get her back. Super! Turn the page to keep going. Is. To. George is sorry now for what he did. He opened the cage door. The bird flew to an open window and got away. She flew up, up, up. She flew to the top of the building and messed up a freshly painted sign. Was. I. You. Rosie the painter was shocked and upset. I couldn't believe it, she cried. What a mess! Rosie was upset. How would you feel, she asked. But George did help us fix the sign. Excellent! Turn the page to keep going. 4. They. Have. George worked for the painters. Then they gave him a sign that said, Danger. Rosie said, You may need this, George. I hope I don't have another day like that one, said Rosie. 1. Are. All. Then George saw the bird flying above a new building. There was only one thing on his mind, to get that bird back. George tried to use a crane to catch the bird. Instead, he knocked all the building plans to the ground. Plans like that are important. Super! Turn the page to keep going. There. As. His. The foreman said, Not everyone is allowed up there. But I needed George to get those plans back to the right people. I watched as George went to work. He used his great climbing skill to go up and down the building. George worked very fast. You got it. Turn the page to keep going. Out. Were. Would. George never once ran out of breath. There were over 50 plans to return. George returned them all safely. I would like to be able to climb as well as George, laughed the foreman. Good work. Turn the page to keep going. Do. From. Will. When George was done, the foreman knew what to do. He took some nails and wood from his supply. He gave them to George. I think you will need these, he said. You got it. Turn the page to keep going. What? Her. Said. George was not sure what would happen next. He watched and waited. Soon he spotted Lola. She was flying right towards the town gardener, who was finishing her flower display. That bird dove right at my flowers, said the gardener. Good work. Turn the page to keep going. About. For. Some. Then, about a minute later, I saw George running right at me, she cried. Which was a stranger sight, the diving bird or the flying monkey? I did not have time to think about it, said the gardener. She had a display to finish, and now she needed some help. Good work. Turn the page to keep going. Other. Your. There. I asked George and Billy to help me. There was no other choice, explained the gardener. I said to them, "It is your bird, isn't it? Won't you please help me?" Working as a team, the gardener, George, and Billy finished their work quickly. Super! Turn the page to keep going. Has. Very. Could. The gardener said, "George should be more careful. He's lucky he has a lot of charm." She was very happy. To thank George, she gave him some fresh strawberries. This could have been a disaster. It's a good thing George is a quick learner, the gardener said. Excellent. Turn the page to keep going. Now. Hour. Look. Lola had now flown all the way to Goldfish Pond. She was getting hungry. We were having a picnic. Out of nowhere, she flew down and grabbed our picnic basket, cried Joey. I was afraid to look, said Elena. Super! Turn the page to keep going. 2. Over. Into. The two children chased the bird. Lola flew away, but the basket wasn't closed. Food fell all over the ground. The bird flew up into a tree. Super! Turn the page to keep going. How? Back. Down. We could see Lola in the tree. We didn't know how to get her. George helped the children put the food back into the basket. He also found Lola's favorite crackers. George was smart. He used the crackers to get her down from the tree. Little. Who? Year. We had very little time. We raced back to the newspaper building as fast as we could go. The reporter who was going to write the story was gone. We wanted Lola's story printed, so we decided to write the story ourselves. The editor thought we did a super job. He said it could be the story of the year. You finished it. Let's get this story printed. Hey, this is good. It's really good. Listen, if I need any help, I'll come looking for you two.
George and Billy were excited to become reporters. They were ready now. It had been quite an eventful morning for George and Billy. They were about to leave when the editor came back.
Oh, good. You're still here. As it turns out, I need a couple of top-notch reporters to cover some hot stories today. First, Thea, the glamorous host of Story Theater, is opening tonight at the Granada. Billy, can you cover that?
You bet.
George, I need you to go to the library. The famous children's author, Wanda Jewell, will be reading her newest stories. It's a very big event. The whole town will be there, even the mayor.
It was a perfect assignment for George. He loved the books that Wanda Jewell wrote.
I'll need your stories by 6 o'clock to make the late edition. Good luck, and don't miss your deadlines.
George and Billy went off to their first assignments. George hurried to the library and got there early. He wanted to do a good job. He saw the librarian giving books to people. He also saw how happy everyone was to receive the books.
Thank you.
George was curious. He wanted to make people happy too. He found a pile of books and started giving them away.
Why, thank you so much.
Wanda Jewell came in to start her reading.
Thank you all for... Oh! My books! They're gone! I just finished the drawings last night, and those were the only copies I had.
I can't read you my stories if they're not here. Where could they have gone? As mayor of this town, I promise you that your books shall be found and returned. Everyone, please spread the word. We will find those books, and we will have the reading. Please be back here at 5 o'clock.
George had made a terrible mistake. He had given away all of Wanda Jewel's special books. He would have to get them back by 5 o'clock, or there would be no reading. George was about to leave when he spotted a man with one of the books. George ran after him. There were a lot of people outside, but George didn't take his eye off the man with the book until...
Oh, no! Look what you've done, George. The Words in Bloom Festival starts today. And look at this. The words and letters are everywhere. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You should really watch where you're going.
George felt awful. It was a mess. George, want to help me out? You're a good climber, so you can help me get the letters off the statues. Be careful, though, and don't let the other gardeners catch you. Listen to the words I say, then look on the statues for the letters to spell each word. Use your mouse or the arrow keys on your keyboard to move George around the maze. But don't let the gardeners catch you. Ready? Spell sat. We sat on a park bench and fed the sparrows. Sat. S. A. T. Sat. Nice job. Spell patch. She slipped on a patch of ice. Patch. A. T. C. H. Patch. Great. Spell web. I found a picture of a beautiful spider's web. W. E. B. Web. You got it. Spell wet. My feet are cold and wet. Wet. W. E. T. Wet. Super. Spell 6. I have 6 apples. 6. S. I. X. 6. Good work. Spell him. If I see the mayor, I'll ask him to help us. Him. H. I. M. Him. You got it. Spell rob. The police officer made sure that no one could rob the store. Rob. O. B. Rob. Excellent. Spell pocket. I keep my library card in my pocket. Pocket. P. O. C. K. E. T. Pocket. Nice job. Spell bun. I like my hot dog on a bun. bun. B. U. N. Bun. Super. Spell bug. Ooh, there is a bug on your neck. Bug. U. G. Bug. Good work. Spell line. They got in line. Line. L. I. N. E. Line. You got it. Spell have. We have too many weeds. Have. H. A. V. E. Have. You got it. George had found a couple of the books in the garden, but he knew there were more. Just then, he spotted a woman leaving the park with one of the books. George was dizzy from running around the maze, but he had to catch up to her and get that book. He followed the woman into a restaurant. Inside, George looked around and saw her sitting down for lunch. But on his way over... Well, the perfect solution. You with the four hands, you're just in time. See, my dishwasher didn't show up. Boy, am I glad you're here to help. But there was the woman and the book out there. But George knew he could work quickly. He was an experienced dishwasher. And if he worked fast enough, he could finish the dishes before she ate dessert. At least, he hoped he could. Help me wash and sort these dishes by spelling each word. Take each dish out of the tub and put it in the machine. Let's go. Spell cute. My friend Leo has a cute puppy. Cute. C. U. U. T. E. Cute. Excellent. Spell goes. The bus goes by here. G goes. O. E. S. Goes. You got it. Spell toast. She likes to spread honey on her toast. Toast. T. O. A. S. T. Toast. Great. Spell glad. I am so glad you came. Glad. G. L. A. D. Glad. Great. Spell back. Put the cups on the back shelf. B. Back. A. C. K. Back. Super. Spell snack. I heard you like donuts as a snack. S. Snack. N. A. C. K. Snack. Nice job. Spell pull. Don't pull on that handle or the machine will break. Pull. L. L. Pull. Good work. Spell Let me tell you a little secret. Tell. T. E. L. L. Tell. You got it. Spell highway. There were many cars on the highway. H. Highway. I. G. H. W. A. Y. Highway. Great. Spell railroad. The school bus stopped before crossing the railroad tracks. R. Railroad. A. I. L. R. O. A. D. Railroad. Great. Spell read. I always read the recipe twice. Read. R. E. A. D. Read. Super. Spell tree. Have you ever had an apple right off the tree? Tree. R. E. E. Tree. Nice job. George finished quickly, but when George went back into the dining room to find the woman with the book, she wasn't there. The waiter told George that she had just left, so he hurried outside. Next door was the bakery, and there she was in line.
Hi, George. I still have the book you gave me, see? But I think this is a very special book. You weren't supposed to give it away, were you?
George shook his head.
Well, here you go. You make sure this gets back to the library where it belongs. Goodbye now.
George was glad to have another book back, and after all of that running around, he was ready for a snack. Inside the bakery, George saw everyone pointing to cakes, pies, and other pastries. Whatever they pointed to, the baker would give to them. So when it was George's turn, he pointed to his favorite, donuts.
A dozen donuts for you?
George was delighted. He sat down right there and started to eat them. But then,
That'll be $1.
George didn't know he had to pay for the donuts. He didn't have any money.
You'll have to do some work to pay for those, George. Come with me to the kitchen, where the alphabet buns are rising. They must be punched down before I can bake them.
Watch closely to spot the letters in the rising dough. Then, hit the rolls with the letters that spell each word. Keep punching down the rolls, even if the letters disappear. It helps make them delicious. Ready? Spell draw.
I like to draw with icing.
Draw. D. R. A. W. Draw. Excellent. Here's the next batch. Spell log.
The cake is shaped like a log.
Log. L. O. G. Log. Super. Here's the next batch. Spell shower.
A long shower in the
S.
morning makes me late for work.
Shower. H. O. W. E. R. Shower. Excellent. Here's the next batch. Spell catch.
Can you catch a peanut in your mouth?
Catch. C. A. T. C. H. Catch. Super. Here's the next batch. Spell while.
We can clean up while the
W.
buns bake.
While. H. I. L. E. While. Excellent. Here's the next batch. Spell wine.
We heard the child
W.
whine and complain.
H. Wine. I. N. E. Wine. Good work. Here's the next batch. Spell long.
These rolls need to bake for a long time.
Long. L. O. N. G. Long. Super. Here's the next batch. Spell grand.
The dance will be held in the grand ballroom.
Grand. R. A. N. D. Grand. Super. Here's the next batch. Spell dresses.
She has 6
D.
full dresses.
Dresses. R. E. S. S. E. S. Dresses. Great. Here's the next batch. Spell kisses.
The actress gave kisses to the crowd.
Kisses. S. S. E. S. Kisses. You got it. Here's the next batch. Spell most.
I like most of the desserts I bake, but not all of them.
Most. O. S. T. Most. Great. Here's the next batch. Spell do.
What can you do about it?
Do. O. Do. Nice job.
Well, George, you worked hard and earned those donuts. You did a good job.
George was happy he was finished. As he hurried out, the baker noticed the book that George was carrying.
Oh, you have a book by Wanda Jewell. My friend Bonnie at the ice cream factory just got a brand new book by her.
When George heard that, he thought maybe it was one of the special books he was looking for. He left the bakery and ran down the street to the ice cream factory. George had never been inside the factory before. What a cool place.
Welcome to Bramble's Ice Cream Company, and welcome to our official factory tour. My name is Bonnie Bramble, and my family makes all of our world-famous ice cream cakes right here. Is everybody ready?
Wow, this is great. Got any free samples? Neato! Look at that!
George saw that the tour guide held one of Wanda Jewell's books right under her arm. George tried to get her attention, but she didn't see him. So he joined the tour and soon found himself in front of one of the most fascinating machines he had ever seen.
This machine can make 600 ice cream cakes in 1 hour. And it's a good thing, too. We have to make 1,000 for a special party tonight.
George was curious. 1,000 cakes is a lot, he thought. He looked at the machine and saw that he could make it go faster. So he flipped a switch and...
Oh, no!
The machine spit out hundreds of cakes at once. Ice cream and frosting flew everywhere.
What a disaster! How will we finish our order for tonight?
We'll help. Yeah, we can all help you.
Pick up the right cakes to spell the word I say. Drop the ones you don't want into the tub. Now please be quick and try not to make a mess. Ready? Spell. Good. Are you having a good time? Good. G. O. O. P. Choose. Which kind of ice cream would you choose? C. Choose. H. O. O. S. E. Choose. Great job. Spell hole. How deep is that hole? Hole. H. O. L. E. Hole. Great! Spell two. We make two kinds of chocolate ice cream. Two. T. W. O. Two. Super! Spell tiger. The tiger had light brown fur with black stripes. Tiger. T. I. G. E. R. Tiger. Great job! Spell behind. He found some letters behind the desk. Behind. B. E. H. I. N. D. Behind. Great job! Spell only. I have only one dress. Only. O. N. L. Y. Only. Super! Spell muddy. His muddy boots left footprints on the floor. M. Muddy. U. D. D. Y. Muddy. Great job! Spell cloud. There was only one cloud in the sky. Cloud. C. L. O. U. D. Cloud. Excellent. Spell town. I live in a small town. town. O-W N town. Great job! Spell classroom. The teacher had 20 students in his classroom. Classroom. C L A S S R O O M classroom. Great! Spell pancake. I pour lots of syrup on my pancake. Pancake. A N C A K E pancake. Great! Phew! That was a close one. The order, all 1,000 cakes, is ready to go. Thanks for helping, George. Now, is there something wrong?
Good afternoon. Oh, it's you again, George. Bonnie, did you hear? All of Wanda Jewell's books are missing from the library, and George is trying to get them back.
In fact, I did hear about the books. So that's what you wanted, George. Here you are.
Wanda Jewell is lucky to have a good helper like you, George. I'm sure she's very grateful.
Pick up for the Grand Hotel.
The Grand Hotel? Isn't that where Wanda Jewell is staying?
Yes, ma'am.
What perfect timing. George here has a special delivery for her. Why don't the two of you go back to the hotel together, and George can help carry all of those cakes.
George was happy to help, and the two were on their way.
Goodbye, George.
George and the bellhop made it all the way to the Grand Hotel without dropping a single cake. Here we are. Thanks, George. I'm lucky you were here to help. Once the cakes were safely delivered, George got the books out of his backpack to give to Wanda Jewell. Uh-oh, how did this happen, thought George. All of the books were ripped and torn, and some of the words were missing. He couldn't give them back like this. Wow, you found a lot of books. Click on the one you want to fix. Uh-oh, this one needs to be fixed. Put each word back in the correct sentence.
Charlie the Wonder Dog. Cape. Gown. Vest. Help! Cried Queen Jingles. The ruby has been stolen from my crown! Charlie the Wonder Dog put on the red cape that helps him fly through the air. That way, he could catch Fluffy the cat burglar. Charlie reached into Fluffy's vest. There was the jewel! Charlie returned the ruby to Queen Jingles. You look lovely, said Charlie, and this ruby matches your silk gown. Great job!
Uh-oh, this one needs to be fixed. Put each word
Lizard,
back in the
an
correct
animal
sentence.
from the same group as turtles. Hamster. Parrot. Lizard. Snail. Jingles was very happy. It was her job to take the class pets home during school vacation. Keep each pet in its proper home, said the teacher. Keep the furry brown hamster in the little cage. Keep the talking parrot in the big cage. Keep the scaly lizard in the glass cage. I won't worry about the snail, said Jingles. Its house is on its back. You got it. Fire safety. alarm, exit, careful, injure.
If there is a fire, you will hear a very loud alarm bell, said Charlie to the children. Find the exit that is closest to you and walk to that door. Be careful and do not run, Charlie continued. You might injure yourself or someone else. Remember, this is how we go out if there is a fire.
The bell rang and the children raced out the door.
This is how we go out if there is recess,
said Henry. You got it! The county fair. Ring, booth, judge, ribbon. Henry baked a cheesecake and put a ring of strawberries on the top. He brought it to the fair for a baking contest. He was surprised to see so many other cakes in the booth.
There are too many,
thought Henry.
Mine will never win.
The judge tasted every single cake. When she got to Henry's, she ate the whole thing. That was the best cheesecake I've ever had, she said.
Henry, you win first place and a blue ribbon.
Great job! Fun all year. Weather the way it is outdoors. Weather. Winter, winter. Summer. Season. Charlie and Jingles play outdoors in every kind of weather. In winter, they dig tunnels in the deep snow. In spring, they dig up tulips. When it gets hot in the summer, Charlie and Jingles swim after the ducks in the pond. In the fall, they chase the chipmunks, who are gathering nuts. Every season of the year, these dogs have outdoor fun. First day of school. Locker. Gym. Pupil. Absent.
Tomorrow is your first day of school, Jingles,
said Charlie.
They will give you a locker where you will put your things. Bring your sneakers so you can go to gym. Remember these things and be a good pupil, said Charlie.
I can't remember all those things,
said Jingles.
I'm not going.
Then you will be absent, said Charlie.
I will not. I will always be Jingles,
said Jingles.
Excellent.
Dinosaur Days. Huge. Fossil. Reptile. Sharp. Charlie and Jingles were digging holes in the yard.
I have found a bone,
cried Jingles.
It is very big. It is huge.
That is not just a bone,
said Charlie.
It is a fossil. It is all that is left of a dinosaur or other big reptile.
I hope that whoever left it does not come back for it,
said Jingles.
You are right, Jingles,
said Charlie.
Whoever it was may have had very sharp teeth.
Great job! Family reunion. Camper. Cabin. Gear. Clearing. Mice from all over the world came to the Cheddarland campground for a family reunion.
Henry carried his backpack and felt like a real camper. His cousins, the lab mice, stayed in a big green tent. The fat mice rented a log cabin. Henry's family got out their hiking gear and went for a long hike. When they came back, they built a campfire in a clearing in the woods. Everyone had a good time. Great! Cat and Mouse chase blues. Pit, the play. Pit. Tuba. Harp. Tune. Fluffy chased Henry into the music hall. The band was playing in the pit right below the stage. Henry jumped into a big brassy tuba to hide. Where is that mouse? Fluffy wondered. The player blew hard. A funny sound came out, and so did Henry. Henry bounced off the strings of the harp and landed on the drum. "What is that strange tune?" asked the band leader. "This is the Cat and Mouse Chase Blues," said Fluffy. "Good work!" The One That Got Away. Brook. Flow. Wade. Shore. Charlie and Jingles were fishing from a rock in the middle of a bubbling brook. "I love to watch the water flow," said Jingles. "Look! A fish!" The fish bit Charlie's hook. Charlie pulled his line hard. The fish pulled Charlie's line harder. Charlie fell in. The water was too deep to wade in. Charlie swam to shore. Jingles laughed. "That fish is telling everyone about the dog that got away." Train time. Engine. Coach. Crossing. Caboose. Jingles loved to watch the trains in the yard near the station. The big engine growled loudly as it started to pull the cars. Jingles waved to all the people seated in the coach. "I wonder where they're going," she thought. Jingles ran to the crossing. She waited until her favorite car, the caboose, passed by. Jingles barked, "Hello!" The little train dog, sitting at the rear door, barked back, "Hello, Jingles!" Great! Presents for Mom. Dump. Sewer. Trash. Collect. Charlie and Jingles went to the town dump. They chased each other through an old sewer pipe. They saw big piles of trash everywhere. Jingles wondered why people would throw such good things away. Jingles and Charlie found a red umbrella, a baby stroller, a yellow boot, and a very nice tire. "Let's collect these things for Mom," said Jingles. "Good idea," said Charlie. He pushed the old stroller, piled high with treasures, all the way home. Great job! A Strange Dream. Ill. Cure. Healthy. Clip. Fluffy was sound asleep. Henry had an idea. He crept up to her and whispered, "Your sharp claws are bad for you. They are making you ill. I know a good cure." Fluffy meowed in her sleep. Henry continued, "Do you want to stay healthy?
Then you must clip your long claws.
Fluffy woke up and clipped her claws right away. Henry smiled proudly. Ranch hands. Graze. Herd. Stray. Cattle. Charlie and Jingles worked on a ranch. Their job was to keep cattle safe. They stayed in the field all day watching the cows graze together. It was peaceful work. One day, one of the cows walked away from the herd. "We need to bring back that stray cow," said Charlie. Then all of the cows started running away. "Stampede!" cried Jingles. Sometimes the work was not so peaceful after all. Excellent! A visit to the dentist. Rinse. Braces. Roots. Toothbrush. Charlie went to the dentist. She brushed his teeth. Then she told him to rinse his mouth and spit into a little round sink. She took an X-ray to see if Charlie had cavities or needed braces. The dentist showed Charlie his X-ray. He saw the roots that hold his teeth in his jaw. Then Charlie got a green toothbrush that glowed in the dark. It was a good day for teeth. Super! The King and Queen of Kibble. Tassel. Page. Throne. Feast.
Welcome to the castle of Kibble,
called Henry, the young page.
Please go on to the dining hall.
The guests followed Henry. The trumpet sounded when the king and queen came in. King Charlie sat on his throne, and Queen Jingles sat on hers.
"Everyone eat!"
they said. There were bones, chewy toys, and rubber balls that squeaked. Best of all, there were piles and piles of bacon. It was a feast fit for royal dogs. Good work! Happy Father's Day! Change. Earn. Chores. Sale. Charlie and Jingles wanted to buy Pop a Father's Day present. They shook their piggy banks. Empty. They looked under the sofa cushions for change, but they found only a few pennies. They would have to earn some money. They did chores for Mom. They raked and weeded and mowed. They made enough money to buy a present at the flower shop sale. "Oh, great garden tools," said Pop. "Let's work in the yard together."
"Yard work?"
barked Charlie and Jingles.
"Oh, no!"
You got it! A day at the beach. Crab, an animal from the same group as lobsters and shrimp. Ocean, the great body of salt water that covers ocean. Shrimp. Jellyfish. Crab. Charlie and Jingles went to the ocean. Fluffy was sitting under an umbrella, sipping lemonade and eating lots of tiny shrimp. Charlie and Jingles jumped in the waves.
"Come in the water!"
They called to Fluffy.
No, thank you. I do not want to be stung by a jellyfish, Fluffy told them. It is safer on shore. Suddenly, Fluffy jumped up from her chair and screamed, "A crab is pinching my tail!"
Maybe it is not safer on shore after all,
said Charlie. Good work! Feathered Friends. Tame, used to living with people. Diet. Groom. Perch. Tame. Henry took Jingles and Charlie bird-watching.
Look! A woodpecker! It has a diet of bugs and worms,
said Henry.
There is a robin. See it rub its head on its body? It must groom its feathers so it can fly,
said Henry. Up high they saw a bald eagle.
The eagle likes to perch high above the water,
said Henry.
It is looking for fish to eat.
Let's take that eagle home,
said Charlie.
The eagle is not a tame bird,
said Henry.
It is wild and free.
You got Airplane Adventures. Pilot. Crew. Land. Glide. Charlie, Jingles, and Henry were flying a twin-engine plane when one of the engines stopped.
We're in trouble now,
thought Jingles the pilot. She had to warn the crew.
Henry and Charlie, fasten your seatbelts,
Jingles ordered.
Get ready for a crash landing.
Then the second engine stopped, but Jingles stayed calm. She steered the plane through the air and let it glide.
We will land in that empty field, she said.
Bump! Everyone was all right, thanks to Jingles. Good work! A visit to the farm. Piglet, a young kid. Piglet. Hatch. Tadpole. It was springtime. Charlie and Jingles went to the farm to see the baby animals. The mother goat showed them her kid. Its legs were long and skinny. The pig had a bright pink piglet that ran very fast. Then Charlie and Jingles watched the chicks hatch from eggs. At the pond, the frogs called out, "Ribbit! Ribbit!"
They are telling us this tiny tadpole will grow up to be a frog,
said Charlie. Great! Space dogs. Space. Planet. Mars. Pluto. Charlie and Jingles got in their rocket and blasted into outer space. They landed on a red planet. They were on Mars. They heard a squeaky voice calling,
"Help! Help! My rocket has broken down!"
It was Henry.
"Can you take me home? I live very, very far from the sun on a place called Pluto."
"Hop in,"
said Charlie. Charlie and Jingles blasted off and brought their friend home. Super! Home Sweet Home. Igloo, a house made from blocks of frozen ice or hard snow.
cottage, a small cottage, trailer, igloo, palace.
Where would you live if you could pick any place in the world, Henry?
Asked Jingles.
I'd live in a big palace made out of cheese and crackers,
Said Henry. I'd like to live in an igloo at the North Pole, said Charlie. I'd live in a cottage near the ocean, said Fluffy. Jingles looked up at the sky and dreamed for a while. Then she said,
I would live in a trailer. Then I could drive all around the country, and I'd always be at home.
Exercise is good. Sheep, jog, fit, muscles. It rained for 2 weeks straight. Charlie and Jingles could not go outside to play. Finally, the sun broke through the clouds. I feel weak and flabby, Charlie said to Jingles. Let's go exercise and get back in shape. Charlie and Jingles played in the field. They went for a long jog in the park. Keep going, said Charlie proudly. This is how to stay fit. That night, Charlie groaned. Maybe that was too much exercise. All of my muscles hurt. Great job! The big mouse. Flea, a small jumping insect with no wings. Moth. Crawl, flea, beetle. One night, Henry sat on a large tree stump.
I hate being so small,
He sighed. The moth, fluttering around his head, did not answer him. A shiny beetle poked its head out of a hole.
Hello, will you crawl out and play with me?
Henry got no answer. Henry sadly scratched his head. Hey, pick on someone your own size, cried a tiny flea as it jumped out of Henry's fur. Suddenly, Henry realized he was not so small after all. You got it! The Unhappy Motorists. Trunk, traffic, motor, hood. Charlie and Jingles were going to visit Grandma for Thanksgiving. They put their suitcases in the trunk of the car. There were lots of other cars on the road, too. There is too much traffic, complained Charlie. Suddenly, the car stopped. They opened the hood of the car. The motor is fine, said Charlie. But we are out of gas. We'll miss Thanksgiving dinner.
Maybe we can get help at that gas station,
said Jingles. Excellent! The shopping trip. Dairy. Cart. Counter. Price. Fluffy loved the grocery store because it had a huge dairy section. I like milk, light cream, heavy cream, and especially whipped cream. She filled her cart with all of her favorite items. When Fluffy got to the checkout counter, she got a big surprise. The price is $100.06, said the lady at the cash register. Fluffy blushed and put back a few things. Excellent! A little garden. Soil. Hoe. Petals. Shoot. had a garden, and he loved to work in the rich soil. He used his hoe to dig a hole. Then he threw in some seeds and covered them up.
Now all I have to do is water and wait,
Henry said. After many days, Henry wondered,
when will my flowers bloom? I want to see their pretty petals.
He bent down close to the ground and saw a small green shoot. Hooray! The plant had started to grow. Excellent! The soccer game. Goal. Tie. Match. Score. Charlie, Jingles, Fluffy, and Henry got together to play soccer.
We must have a fair match, so I will play with Henry. Fluffy and Jingles can be on the other team,
said Charlie.
Pass me the ball, Jingles. I can make a goal,
said Fluffy. But Jingles did not want to pass. She shot the ball herself, but missed. After a long afternoon of many more missed shots, the game ended in a tie. The score was 0-0.
You got it!
The big party. Invite. Neighbor. Welcome. Share.
I want to have a big party. I will invite all my friends,
said Charlie.
But must I ask my neighbor Fluffy?
Charlie asked his mother. Yes, she answered. You must make her feel welcome. It is polite.
Come in,
Charlie said to his guests.
We will chew on slippers and dig holes. Then we will share some bones.
Fluffy did not want to do any of those things. She wanted to go home and have some milk.
Goodbye, Fluffy,
said Charlie politely.
Wow! You fixed every single book. Continue the story. Wanda Jewel will be so pleased. When he had all of the books in tip-top shape, George looked around. He spotted Wanda Jewel at the elevator. George was anxious to return the books to her, so he grabbed them and ran as fast as he could towards the elevator. He got there just as the elevator doors opened. Wanda Jewel turned around, but she was so startled by George that she jumped up and bumped right into Thea, the star of Story Theater. Then George bumped into them, and Wanda's precious books were everywhere. Everyone started to pick up the books, but just then, George saw one of the books leaving the hotel stuck, of all places, to Thea's dress. After all of that work, George wasn't going to let a single book get away. He chased Thea into the theater.
Sorry, George. Only performers and stage crew allowed in here.
It was after 4 o'clock, and the reading was at 5. There wasn't much time left. George knew he had to find a way in to get that book back.
Hi, Hank. What's up?
Hi, you two. Go on in. Hey, wait a minute. Where did George go?
George had found a way to get backstage.
What do you know? Hi, George. Here to help? I'm in a hurry to get this whole set ready, and I could use an extra hand. What do you say?
George agreed to help. It was a good way to keep an eye on Thea and the book.
Help George pick up the letters that spell each word. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard to help George move. Here we go. Spell your. We think you're great. Your. Y. O. U. Apostrophe.
4. We think you're great. R. E. You're great. Spell wouldn't. I tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Wouldn't. W. O. U. L. D. N. Apostrophe. T. Wouldn't. Great. Spell cartwheel. The actor did a cartwheel on the stage. Cartwheel. C. A. R. T. W. H. E. E. L. Cartwheel. You got it. Spell dark. It's dark backstage, so watch your step. Dark. D. A. R. K. Dark. Excellent. Spell 4. Are you still looking for the books? 4. F. O. R. 4. Good work. Spell corner. The spotlight only shines in one corner of the stage. Corner. C. O. R. N. E. R. Corner. Excellent. Spell fever. If you have a fever, You should see the doctor. Fever. F. E. V. E. R. Fever. Great job. Spell water. The clown sprays water on the audience. Water. W. A. T. E. R. Water. Good work. Spell napping. She tried to be quiet while the baby was napping. Napping. N. A. P. P. I. N. G. Napping. Super. Spell strapped. Have you ever strapped a saddle on a horse's back? Strapped. S. T. R. A. P. P. E. D. Strapped. Great! Spell taped. The sign was taped to the door. Taped. T. A. P. E. D. Taped. Good work. Spell riding. I saw you riding your bike. Riding. R. I. D. I. N. G. Riding. Excellent.
The show was a hit. Thea was called out for 3 curtain calls.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, they love me. Another curtain call.
Leah was so excited by the applause that she didn't even notice George on stage. He grabbed the book, raced to the library, and made it back on time.
Oh my! I never even noticed this was missing. You are quite a hero, George. Come inside. The reading is about to begin.
The reading began right at 5 o'clock. It was a full house. The mayor was happy, and everything was back to normal. George enjoyed every book Wanda Jewel read. He got the scoop on her new stories, then ran all the way back to the newspaper building. It was 5:45 when he arrived. He only had a few minutes before his deadline.
Good to see you made it back. Now let's get those stories.
George got to work right away.
To finish your story, place each word in the correct sentence. Town. Read. That. Wet. World-famous author Wanda Jewel came to town yesterday to read from her latest books. The stories were so new that the ink was still wet on a few of them. Start. Noon. People. Before. The reading was to start at noon at the library. A crowd of people was there to hear her read. Even the mayor was there. Just before she began to read, Miss Jewel screamed. All of her new stories were gone.
Excellent.
Turn the page to keep going. Happy. Every. Back. One. The mayor was not happy. She promised Miss Jewel that each and every book would be returned soon. She asked everyone to come back that night at 5 o'clock. Everyone was worried. George was the only one who knew what had happened to the books.
Good work.
Turn the page to keep going. Town. Some. Store. Found. George knew he had to get the books back. All afternoon, George looked around town. He found some books in the garden. He found another book at the ice cream store. He even found a book on the back of Thea's gown.
Nice job.
Turn the page to keep going. Time. Glad. Ben. Story. George rushed back to find Wanda Jewel at the library. He was just in time. Miss Jewel was glad to have all of her books back. "You have been very helpful," she said. "Today has been quite an adventure. I think it might make a good story."
Great.
Turn the page to keep going. They. Are. About. Sister. Miss Jewel read her new books. The audience was silent as they listened to every word. Her new stories are delightful. Many are about Charlie the dog and his sister Jingles, characters Miss Jewel's fans have come to know and love.
Nice job.
Turn the page to keep going. 2. Cat. Much. Said. Miss Jewel read stories about 2 new characters. One is Fluffy the cat, and one is Henry the mouse. People liked Henry very much because he is a little mouse who thinks big. Miss Jewel said she plans to write more stories about Henry.
Excellent.
Turn the page to keep going. cake. Did. Away. Right. After the reading, everyone had cake and lemonade in the main hall. Everyone was happy, and this time, Miss Jewel did not let her books out of her sight. And from now on, George would let the librarian give away the right books. You finished it. Let's get this story printed. George, this is great. What a super reporter you are. And what a story.
In fact, it was such a great story that it made the front page. The end.